All right, guys, I'm here with John from Kubota. So what's newest, latest, and greatest with Kubota?
All right, Garrett, thanks for stopping by the Kubota booth here. We've got a number of products. The very latest here for us is the SVL 65-2. This is a 68 horsepower compact track loader. The rated operating capacity at 35%, as we're required to advertise, is 2,100 pounds. Of course, if we equate that to a skid steer, now that's a 3,000 pound rated operating. SAE rules require we advertise at 35%, so we have to say 2,100 pound rated operating. All of these, up in our country, everyone's going to get a cab. If you get it with the cab, it comes with heat and air conditioning. It has 2-speed as a standard.
And what's the speed at 2-speed?
2-speed, it's going to, the high range is going to stop out about 7.4. It is not the extreme high speed that some manufacturers have gone to, which some would consider a negative. I take it as positive because we can work in the high range. If you have say a 10-mile-an-hour machine, the manufacturer will tell you that is for travel only. It is not a working speed. So we can work in low speed, we can work in high speed. We have the power and the reliability to do it. So that's an advantage. This machine also comes standard with self-leveling. Self-leveling is switchable. So if you don't want it, as many operators, they want to do it themselves. So we give you the option. So probably the biggest news on this is a change for Kubota. We added what we call the advanced multifunction valve. That's going to allow for significantly improved multitasking. So if you dump into your truck and you need to back away from the truck, turn, you need to lower the boom, tilt the bucket back up, roll the bucket up, this machine does it very, very well because of this valve we designed. So overall performance for a small machine is spectacular. Very good for us.
What's the warranty like on these things?
Warranty, standard warranty for Kubota construction equipment is 2 years, 2,000 hours. Like everyone else, we do offer extended warranties, which are very cost effective. I tend to promote them simply because Tier 4 final emissions has changed the industry for all of us. Emission systems, just by nature, can be complicated. We do run a diesel particulate filter, and the reason we do that instead of some other methods, it is the most tried and true, the oldest system to meet emissions that we have. It's very simple, it's invisible. In fact, if a light didn't come on in the machine while it was regenerating, you'd never know it was happening.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And what's accessibility like in this thing? Pretty good?
So, for daily checks, it is very accessible.
I noticed. So we have a lot of experience with Kubota in the past. The fuel door used to be the fuel used to be in the door. Is there a reason you guys went away from that?
No. On the skid steers, the wheeled machines, we still do have the fuel tank in the door. On the track loaders, this is what you're going to see every time. And it really stems back to the fact that we designed each of these for the specific purpose. A track loader we expect to be operated in this fashion, which is typically you start it up in the morning, you work the heck out of it all day long, and then you park it. Whereas skid steer, historically we assume you're going to start it up, work it hard for a couple hours, then you're going to get out, you're going to do something else, and then you're going to come back, work it hard. So
that's funny. That's exactly right. We have track loaders, we have wheel loaders. Track loaders on all day, wheel loaders almost never.
Yeah.
Pretty rare. You guys hit that one on the head.
Yeah. Hey, I got something right. So because of that expected usage, we need a big cooling package to keep the machines operating in the proper temp range. So that is why the cooling package is back here. Now, one thing we do differently than some of the other manufacturers, we zip out 1, 2, 3 bolts. The cooler rolls to the back of the bumper, and with the extra hose, leans back 30 degrees. So now when we have to do our 500-hour service, we can very easily access everything in here we need. But for the daily checks, it's simple, very simple. You've got an engine oil dipstick, you got a water separator, coolant reservoir, air filter, battery. Everything we need to do daily, we can do just like this. But when you hit that 500-hour mark, you need to do the service, we also allow for that. Very simple, very straightforward. Yeah, these machines have been great. Again, this one just came out this last summer, and so far has been doing very, very well for us.
And then what about the KXO40? You know much about those?
KXO40, 040-4. Again, everything's Tier 4 final. The 4 actually stands for, this is the 4th generation of this model. KXO40, talk a little bit about nomenclature. The KX indicates it's a conventional tail, so as we turn the machine, this tail will hang out beyond the edge of the track line. The 040, thankfully, some years back, Kubota started joining with a common theme of this number indicates the metric tons of the machine. So this is a 4.0 metric ton machine. Metric ton is 2,205 pounds. If I was good at math, I'd do that in my head and tell you. It's going to be, 8,800 pound machine roughly. And unlike skid steers, unlike track loaders, horsepower is really a secondary concern in the excavators. It's all about weight. That's how the industry rates all of them, by weight. This is, I forget the exact, I'd have to check to forget the exact horsepower, but this is into the emissions segment, so there is a DPF, but again, operates invisibly. Kubota has been doing excavators in the U.S. since 1974. 72, I believe, was the first ones built. So globally, we are the leader in mini excavators. In the U.S., we have a very respectable rating, not always number one. We're always right up there, but globally, we are the leader. So we've got the history, we've got the experience to make this a very reliable machine. And a lot of its details, if we look at the way we route the lines, they're tucked up out of the way, so if you stick the boom, and obviously the stick down your trench, it's protected. A guard over the cylinder is protected. Guy wants to pick up a rock and he doesn't have a grapple, he's going to curl that thing back, and without this, you're going to damage your cylinder. So we understand how the machines are used, and we try to take steps to prevent problems down the road. Simple things, the hoses for the backfill blade go into a bulkhead. Too many competitors run that hose all the way up through the house. So when, not if, but when you roll dirt, rocks over and you damage a hose, it's a big job on the competitors.
And I love that, because I'm sure, like, as a dealer, you wish that would never happen. Like, you know, because obviously the dirt isn't meant to come up over this. It's supposed to always be out here, it's supposed to be pushing, but in real life it happens. You start push, it goes over, and just the fact that you guys understand that is good. I mean, because I pretty much live out on job sites, and I see it happen all the time. I mean, it happens.
Yep. And you take it so far as even the greasers protected by a cup. Because again, we know things are going to get pushed back over. Let's take control of that situation up front, rather than allowing the damage to be done and have to fix it. Let's just make sure it's not damaged to start with.
Yeah, that is brilliant. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And have a good one.
All right.
See ya.
Thank you.
This is your first time for Northern Green Expo. What do you think?
Pretty cool. Like equipment there?
Yeah, we're gonna come next year.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're your second year. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Pretty fun. Out of 1 to 10, how much fun was it?
8 or 9.
Is it worth the $40 that you didn't pay?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you enjoy your time here?
Yeah, this is probably my 5th or 6th time here. It's awesome. Great.
Next year?
Always.
Alright, hey guys, so I have a question for you. So we get a lot of people asking for our clothing, for our apparel, shirts, hats, whatever, and we kind of just been sending it out as people have asked for it, but now it's going to be so much to where we're like constantly sending it out. We're sending out so much to where it's like a shirt, a hat here and there, we don't care, but like a nice hoodie and shirts and hats, I mean, they start to add up. So wondering if we started like an online store, if you would be interested in buying any of our apparel. If we sold, you know, like I'll show you, we got these super nice hoodies. We just got these new black ones. The logo on the front. Nice soft hood. Everything on the back. We got black. We got a bunch of yellow. We got gray. Same ones, but gray. Super nice. And then we also have yellow t-shirts. And then we also have a few different varieties of hats. So comment below if we did start an online store, if you would be interested in buying any of that. And also comment below if you have any experience with Kubota, how you liked them, if you didn't. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? And remember, in order to get results that no one else is getting, you must do things that no one else is doing. Peace.